Hey guys, welcome back and thank you for tuning in to the final episode in this review series. I'm very proud with how this project has turned out, and I also have some news. I made a website for myself. I plan on putting this portfolio of all my creative works together just to show my capabilities to other people. I'm also using it to plug my Fiverr account. That's right, I'm doing freelance. Sort of. I just made my account a couple days ago and I only have one gig to provide, but I consider it pretty fun. So check that out if you'd like. I'll put both the website and the Fiverr account in the description below. With that aside, let's finish this movie. We concluded the last video with the start of Milo, Sarah, and Charlie's road trip to Colorado. If there's anything I've learned from long car rides, it's that they're boring. So understandably, Milo does a little doodling by himself.
Hey Milo, hey, what are you doing over there?
And this is where we hit Charlie's character development. So Milo figured out on his own that Charlie got fired from his old job, forcing him to step down from his place from Boston to a place in Columbia. When asked why he got fired, he says,
Creative differences. I walked into my boss's office and smashed it up pretty good with a 9-iron.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
He then tells a story about how his boss did some really disgusting shit, and once Charlie found out about it, they tried to stop Charlie from reporting on it. And there's this moment where the writers very obviously juxtapose Charlie and Milo's dialogue to tell the audience, haha, see, they are the same after all. But it kind of falls short for me writing-wise. Like they drew a parallel to Milo being a stalker and Charlie having a very short temper with dialogue. And you can probably see why that doesn't work. And with that, they keep driving throughout the whole day until we get to this scene. I love thinking about how they're just flicking the lights themselves and they just dub the sound out. Anyways, this dumbass steps out of the car to check the lights alone, and that jump scare sucked. Why did they do an obnoxious jump cut when they could have just done a cut when the lights were turned off? They could have made that jump scare way scarier had they actually utilized the light. So Milo fixes the lights, Slenderman appears again, hi cutie, then Milo just straight up disappears. Sarah then wakes up and we get this scene.
Milo! Charlie, wake up, Milo's gone. Shit! Milo! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, it was probably just sleepwalking. Don't worry, let's keep going. They make it to another hotel because the writers needed a way to show Sarah's character development.
Vector's not working.
Sarah, how you doing in there? I gotta use the rest of my food.
Shit.
You okay?
Fine.
Sarah, can we come in?
Sarah, what's wrong? Sarah, open up the door, yeah?
Sarah, I'm gonna come in, okay?
Sarah, open up the...
Leave me alone.
Let's open it up, Charlie. Sarah,
Hey,
open
Sarah.
the door.
Hey,
Leave me alone.
I'm sorry. Are you okay? What's happened?
Uh-oh. But wait, there's more.
Just leave me alone, okay? God
Just
damn it,
stop.
Milo.
Sarah, what is wrong? What are you doing with... Really, now?
Sarah, this is not the time to get lit right now. This whole development is pretty short-lived though, because Milo starts aggressively searching for any more opioids she may have, and Charlie starts getting mad.
Look at this! Sarah,
Milo, stop!
Charlie, don't touch me.
Hey, don't push her, Milo.
No,
Come on,
Charlie,
she's
do
not-
not stay out of
Do
it,
not
Charlie.
put your hands on me,
No,
Milo.
what are you gonna do? You gonna grab a 9-iron and go crazy on me, you piece of shit?
Did you just say?
That looks like shit. Anyways, Charlie stomps Milo's shit in and almost fucking murders him with a microwave before Slenderman, of all people, pushes Charlie down and opens the front door. Which is what I would have said had I not just seen Marty at the bottom of the frame pulling on Charlie's leg. And if Marty made him fall, number one, yeah, okay. Number two, why does Slenderman open the door? As a matter of fact, why don't we see Slenderman opening the door? Milo then gets up and says,
He's here. I think he's here.
"What the hell do you mean, who's here? Did you just forget that you've been driving for the past couple days because of this guy?" Also, Charlie starts going, "What happened? What happened?"
What happened? What happened?
Like he just forgot he was gonna bash Milo's fucking skull in 3 seconds ago. Overall, I think Sarah's character kind of falls short in terms of development. Like, she's still addicted to opioids, you know what I mean? And this whole scene doesn't really make her look a whole lot better. Anyways, so they hit the road again. Marty starts getting flirty with Charlie. Milo almost ends the fucking movie early. Eventually, they're all forced to stop because they all get so tired to the point that they can't drive anymore. And while they're sitting there, Sarah comes up with a great idea.
Guys, what if we just shut off the cameras?
Why would we do that? Why would we just shut off the camera?
Well, because we can only see this thing through the camera, and he obviously wants us to see it. What if we just shut them off?
Yeah, if we just don't look at him, then he's not there. What are you, a fucking baby? This isn't peekaboo, Sarah. And Milo, because he's a fucking incel, goes, "Oh yeah, that should work."
Yeah, that's the only thing we got.
So after about 15 seconds, they all decide together to turn the cameras off to sleep.
You got it? Guys, wake.
Marty fucking dies. I will say, even though they cut out the audio in this scene, for whatever reason, the juxtaposition between silence and sheer panic works pretty well in making this scene very chaotic. Also, Marty is probably the best actor in this whole movie, unless this is just a lazy-ass dog. Or a taxidermy.
My dog's not moving. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
He's dead. You just woke up and he was dead?
Yes, Charlie. Why did you guys have me shut off the camera?
idea,
Why would you make me shut off the camera?
You were the first person to agree with Sarah, Milo!
It's the only thing we got.
Milo buries Marty. It's actually a sad scene, but why the fuck is Charlie filming this? Did Milo ask Charlie to record him while he buried his dog? Anyways, they hit the road again, but this time they finally make it to the address in Colorado, where Dan Whitlock should be, and the reveal scene is actually pretty good.
You have arrived at your destination.
I like that they took their time with the build-up, and this choice in editing does a pretty good job at making the audience feel very dumbfounded, just like they are.
Just let him go.
The fuck you think he was doing? While he was on his walk, Charlie found something.
Hey guys,
Yeah?
come here. See that?
What?
What is that?
Oh, you know what that looks like? Yeah, it looks like an RF antenna.
Nope. That's a PVC pipe.
Yeah, what the hell is it connected to?
Storage shelter. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit down here. Oh, shit.
He totally lost it.
They find a computer that gives the audience the last piece of the Dan Whitlock story in the form of security tapes of the house that burned down. Nice computer animation, guys. Is that motion tracked into the scene? I can't really tell for sure, but that doesn't look like the actual screen. I'm gonna speed up this next section because I'm about to hit 10 minutes on this video and we still have to cover 15 minutes left of the movie. Okay? Alright, here we go. So we get these establishing shots of the same house that was burned down, but it then tries to jump scare us with the father, Dan Whitlock, tweaking out in his room. He stands in his hallway for a bit, then murders his daughter. Then he goes back to tweaking in the hallway. His wife wakes up, finds her dead daughter. She starts freaking out on the father, and then the PCP kicks in. Dan Whitlock murders his wife, and then goes back to tweaking in the hallway. Ha! You thought. The father dies because he's a pussy? Then the mother torches herself and the whole house. Boom, the end.
Makes us kill each other? Is that it? That's it?
The trio then hit the road again. Milo gets some nice B-roll, and they interview the local sheriff in town.
By the time the trucks got there, husband and the kid both looked like burnt toast.
What about the wife, Rose?
She was still kicking.
I'm sorry, wait. Is she still alive?
Barely.
Yup. The wife never died. She's actually in the nearest psych ward in town. So, they hit the road again. Hang on, hold up. Hang on. Why didn't you show the officer the countless number of videos of Slenderman that you have stolen and documented? What about the hard drive that Charlie picked up that had the events leading up to the fire? Also featuring Slenderman? Why does this movie exist? Eventually, they make it to the psych ward, and we are introduced to the worst scene in the movie.
Oh, shit. You see that? Do you see it?
Who, that guy?
Have you seen him?
What?
The one who's not there.
No, I don't think so.
Of course you haven't. He's not there. Not there.
Come on, Percy.
He's not.
I hope they paid him a lot of money to do that. Anyways, they finally make it to the cell that holds Dan Whitlock's wife, and the staff let them record the whole interaction. Guys, what the fuck?
Mrs. Whitlock, my name's Sarah Kovic. I'm a reporter from back in Colombia, and I wanted to ask you a couple questions about your family.
You don't want to talk about Dan. You're gonna have to talk about his friend.
Bitch, what? I do really like the fact that we can only see the wife's mangled face through the reflection of the mirror. I like that the mirror is so shitty that you can barely make out any features. This, however, is completely undone when she accuses Sarah that she brought Slenderman here so he can kill her.
He's with you.
No, you brought him here. No,
So they leave. And they start driving. Again. There's a lot of driving in this movie. And finally, after an hour and a half, we have made it to the finale. You okay, Milo? So get this. Charlie rents a fucking log cabin. I assumed he rented it because all I'm given is this shot of him leaving this random person's doorway, and in the next scene, they're at the cabin. Okay. We get this montage of the three setting up the cabin with cameras everywhere. We got one here, we got one there, boom, 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 boom. Charlie and Sarah have a discussion at the dinner table while Milo rewatches the recordings of the psych ward. He pieces it together that Slenderman stopped following the wife after the husband died. Then he says this.
Dan died and he went away.
He then shows Charlie and Sarah the video and points out that her mark's gone.
You see her wrist? Her mark's gone.
Then he says this again.
Dan died, the mark's gone.
And what plays out next is probably the best sequence of the movie.
Shit.
Charlie, get the other camera. Do you see anything?
I don't see anything. Shit.
It's all black.
Hi, cutie.
Get back! What are you doing? Oh!
So Slenderman appears at the doorway while Milo makes the world record for the fastest time it takes to tie a noose. We also get to watch this fucker take his first steps.
Right there! Very good. Stay back. Milo, what are you doing, man?
He finishes tying the noose and then he says this.
Everything's gonna be okay.
What are you doing, man? Milo!
Milo fucking dies.
Jesus Christ. I think he's gone.
Hey, Charlie, you don't have to record Milo's dead body. So Sarah has a breakdown and Charlie comforts her, and you probably thought the movie was over.
Milo. Sarah, get back. Milo. Jesus Christ, Milo. Milo. Milo!
Charlie fucking dies. Sarah runs off into the woods, so Milo teleports after her. We get this slender-infested forest run, and then there's a Milo jump scare. And if you haven't guessed it already, Sarah fucking dies. Yeah, if you ask me, I didn't really like that ending. I feel like resurrecting Milo's fucking corpse completely undoes the logic of the entire finale. Milo's sacrifice that was supposed to complete his character meant absolutely nothing in the end because his friends die anyways. And because of this, nobody really gets a full character arc. You know, it would be pretty cool to see the aftermath of what these events could have done to Charlie and Sarah's lives had they lived, but no, we have to up the kill count. I think this movie has one of the most dogshit antagonists that I've ever seen. He doesn't really do anything when he's on screen, and when he is doing something, the creators make it extremely difficult to watch by clobbering your eardrums with glitch sound effects and hiding all the visual imperfections behind shitty, glitchy footage. 80% of the time that he is on screen, it's in the form of a fucking reused PNG. He doesn't even really have a purpose, he doesn't teach the audience a lesson, he kinda just showed up and killed a group of people. Which, okay. I think the worst thing about this movie, though, is its visual effects. I get what they're going for with the glitch effects, but it's so overused to the point that it becomes annoying. Most of the time, we don't really get to see the main characters' faces because it's found footage. So, we have to rely mostly on the voices of the characters. And when they cut out the audio for multiple seconds, it's like the audience has been suspended from watching the movie entirely. And it's so goddamn annoying, especially at the most intense parts where audio is probably the most important. And that's it. I think they summarize it pretty well on Amazon. A small-town news team discovers a box of videotapes where a faceless figure dressed in a dark suit haunts and torments a family, slowly driving them insane. Soon after, they realize that... no fucking way. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way! Yeah. The director said in an interview that the operator had a lot of influence from Slenderman. Yeah, Of course they couldn't name him Slenderman because I'm pretty sure it's copyright, because there's an actual Slenderman movie. I also found something very interesting about the director, James Moran. Turns out, he worked on many other projects that were directed by other people. 3 of them were Paranormal Activity movies, and another one was Sinister 2. Also, fun fact, the guy who played Slenderman is named Doug Jones. He also played the antagonist in another horror movie that isn't rated very well. Overall in my research, even though I couldn't find what the budget was, it does show that the movie made $660,000 at the fucking box office. So, good job, James, for the original story. If you ask me to rate it myself, I think the cover art sums it up best. You shouldn't have looked.